Utah Gun Exchange, the nation's patriot marketplace.
Sam with UtahGunExchange.com here at SHOT Show 2018, and I am in the Beretta booth with Eric Stern. How are you doing today, Eric?
Pretty good, Sam. How about yourself?
Doing very well. Having a lot of good stuff come my way, and just really enjoying myself, actually. So when I'm in one of my favorite places.
Yeah, it is probably the best place in the world if you love guns, and in my opinion, this is one of the best shows I've ever been to. So that's really good.
Fantastic. What do you do for the company, Eric?
I'm the product manager for tactical products and pro shops. So tactical products would include semi-automatic shotguns. Also happens to be sporting shotguns, but semi-automatic shotguns overall, pistols, carbines, and pro shop. Pro shop being magazines and other things that go in a gun.
Excellent. Okay, and you're going to run us through some of the new offerings from Beretta for 2018.
Yep.
And I'm very excited about this one in a collaboration with Wilson Combat.
Oh yeah.
Please go ahead and tell us about this.
So over here in this dedicated case, we've got our two favorite Wilson Combat collaborations. On the right side, we've got the Wilson Combat Brigadier Tactical, which, as everybody knows, we started a few years ago with Mr. Wilson. It features a Brigadier slide, a G series decocker. So what that means is on a 90 series pistol, G is decock only. When you drop the hammer, it returns to fire immediately. We've got a special barrel with a recessed crown, a front night sight, and a U-notch in the rear. And the trigger was always obviously a little worked over. The frame's been a little bit enhanced for faster use and a little bit more viable for folks who are, let's just say, using it correctly. But we took all the things we learned with the Brigadier Tactical and with some input from Mr. Wilson, worked with him to develop the Centurion Tactical, which is on the left here. It's a brand new model. We introduced it at the very end of 2017. We started shipping it. So if you can see here, it's got a full-size frame, the same frame as it happened, not the same, basically the same frame as it happens as the Brigadier Tactical. There's a few minor differences internally, but externally it's the same frame for all intents and purposes. It features a compact or Centurion style slide, so that's a shorter slide with a shorter barrel, and it's lighter weight than the Brigadier slide. So it's a little bit faster cycling, a little bit more handy, easier to carry because it's a lighter gun, but it has all the same upgrades and benefits as the Brigadier Tactical. And actually, for the first time, we have put a dovetailed front sight on a compact or Centurion style slide. So this is actually really exciting for us because in past years, with all of our compacts and Centurion model pistols, the front sight has been a fixed sight, much like on our M9 pistols. So with the dovetail, it now means that the end user is able to remove and replace the sights at will. It's a really big upgrade for us, and it adds a totally new life to the platform.
Yeah, what a great offering. Well, I personally have the Brigadier and love it. One of my absolute favorite guns. So very excited about the Centurion, and can't wait to shoot it.
Oh yeah, they are a joy to shoot. We had one out of range day, and everybody without fail said that was their new favorite 90 series model. So we're pretty excited about it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how many we can get in people's hands and exactly how it's received at the market.
Yeah, probably the biggest complaint anyone would have with the gun is that when they take it to the range with their buddies, all their buddies want to shoot it the whole day and they don't get it back.
That's correct. The line at range day was just unbelievable. People were lining up out of the booth to go ahead and shoot it. It's pretty
what a
awesome.
Great pairing. Wilson Combat brought up. Excellent. All right, and you're going to show some of your new shotguns that have come out too, right?
Yeah, let's walk over to the 1301 series wall.
Sounds good.
You want to follow me?
Let's do it. Okay. Back with Eric again, and we are over here at what he's referring to as the 1300 wall. And It is an impressive wall.
Oh yeah.
Eric, please tell us about what's going on here.
So Sam, at the top here we have something that we've been shipping kind of quietly since mid-year last year. This is our 1301 competition series. This particular model we launched a few years ago for 3-gunners. It's a gun that's specifically designed for 3-gun competition use. It features things like an enhanced extended bolt release, extended charging handle, enlarged ejection port, and enlarged loading port. And all the older models featured that. But after we launched the gun, we heard from a lot of folks who are serious competitors that we didn't open up the loading port enough and we didn't open up the ejection port enough, and our serial number was actually placed forward of the bolt catch roll pin here. on the receiver. That's where it used to be. And as you know, with 3-gunners, a lot of guys like to open up that loading port very aggressively so they can do a load 4. And we heard from folks that they wanted us to move the serial number and go ahead and give them a jump start by opening up the loading port some more. So we went ahead and moved the serial number back just above the safety here, just forward of the safety. So you get a little bit more room without cutting into the serial number to open up and aggressively enlarge the loading port. We also redesigned the lifter based upon feedback from folks. Actually, I can show you the old style here. The old style lifter had a little half moon cut there, and it would grab people's thumbs, especially when they're trying to do load 2 or load 4 drills. So this is a little bit different model, but it illustrates exactly what we changed.
So you've got that relief cut in the old style,
Right.
pretty much straight across now, so it doesn't grab
So
you.
it doesn't grab you as you're loading in. And beyond that, this gun is almost the same as it used to be, but we've just implemented some very minor and useful upgrades that folks have really wanted. In fact, we actually have somebody who shoots at the 1301 over here. She wants to get into the video.
Oh, hey!
She just happened to show up in the booth. Hey, Carmen.
Hey, what's up? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
All right. Yeah, this is exactly my baby.
Yeah.
baby.
Nice.
Carmen, this is Sam from Utah.
Hi, Sam. Nice to meet you.
Very good to meet you, Carmen.
On the 1301 comp. Have you seen the new one yet?
No, I have not. That's exactly why I'm here.
Oh, perfect.
This is awesome.
Fortuitous timing, isn't it? Sounds good. Sounds good. So Carmen's been shooting a 1301 comp for 2 or 3 years. Yes, since we first released it. So I just went through all the new stuff with Sam here, but I'll go through it again with you. We moved the serial number in the back.
Nice.
Yep, as you know. You want to open the port.
Oh, you're killing me. I'm having my other one opened up right now.
That just means you're going to buy another one,
I know,
doesn't it?
right?
We have a factory extended lifter, so you're not going to pinch your thumb anymore. No more needing to weld it.
Oh my gosh, it's like Christmas.
Yep. And we open up the ejection port. Yep. Other than that, I mean, it's the same guy.
Oh my goodness.
Love
It's
it.
just beautiful. Oh, I love it. Like,
Yeah.
you don't even know. I mean, the guys hate it because they always complain about slugs, and this gun will eat anything.
Oh, absolutely.
I
yeah.
feed mine Winchester AA's, and I love the Federal Blue slugs, but it'll eat anything. It really will. I actually ran out of shells at a match recently, and the guys were like, here, just, and I'm like, all right, feed, fed Fiocchi. Then it turned around and I shot some kind of buckshot I never shot before, no problem. I actually had a stage where there were little bitty, I don't know, 8 by 2 or 3 plates behind no shoots with buck, just and somebody was like, you just had one pellet on a no shoot. This gun, but I mean, I can group. I'll just send you. I think I have sent you the pictures. I can group slugs at 100 yards.
Oh yes.
With it.
Yeah, and that's one of the wonderful things about this gun. You can actually group slugs with this gun.
Well, and I love it because
It's smooth.
I think mine actually has the youth stock. Mine has, or is it
You
all?
and I spoke and we got you set up a little shorter stock, so these can accept some shorter stocks.
Nice.
Which is great.
But as issued, link to pull on it and overall length is more of a sporting style. So
Well, with that said, a USPSA GM buddy of mine out of AMU, he was like, I'm thinking about playing around with 3-gun, and was right for the betting match. And he said, can I borrow your shotgun? I said, sure. Well, this guy he was like 6'5", 6'6". I'm not going to call him out, but he's very tall, and I was worried about length of pull. Didn't have a problem with it at all, even with my shorter stock.
well, as it happens, we were going to go on to the 1301 TAC and actually discuss some nice aftermarket upgrades from Heritage Industries. I actually put a gun together specifically for the show to show what's possible.
Nice.
I didn't put it on a comp. I just put it on a TAC because the TAC is what we're launching here at the show.
You see it?
I do.
You
You
know?
wanna check it out?
Yes.
Okay,
Can we?
let's
I don't
put
know.
it
You get it back.
Oh, well.
And I love this. I mean, it handles. I mean, look how little I am, and I'm just like.
Yeah, it's super
But
light.
it doesn't bounce. I mean, you can watch me shoot it, and it's like ding ding, as little as I am,
Absolutely.
even with slugs, and it just
It runs.
it runs like a scalded dog. I mean, I probably should clean mine more. I really should, but
I've been telling her to do this.
it's abuse. It's abuse.
That's
But
all right.
it runs.
Just put more oil on it. That'll work.
So for all the viewers, if you don't like cleaning guns, you want a reliable gun that's manageable by anybody.
I'm a recovering cleanaholic.
5
All
foot
my
tall to
buddies are
6
like,
foot
you're gonna
6,
rub
you're
the
good.
finish off of it. You need to stop.
So over here we've got a new 1301 TAC.
Uh-oh.
I'll run through all the upgrades on the regular 1301 TAC, but since Carmen's joined us, I figured we should go with the hotness here.
Oh my goodness.
So this is the new 1301 TAC model. and I've tricked it out with all Aridus Industries components. This is an adapter to use a Magpul SGA stock, and we've got an adapter up here to use a Zhukov forend with M-Lock, so you can actually add attachments and lights.
Yeah, you can. That's amazing.
Yeah. And then we've got the Aridus Industries Crom optic adapter. So this adapter, unlike our standard 1301, I'll grab it right here. Sorry. Thank you. Can you lock that? You know how I am not seeing. So our standard rail is mounted up here, and it sits the optic a little bit higher, so you can't co-witness. We have the nice ghost ring here in the rear. Adam has developed in the aftermarket a Crom adapter, which brings the optic down so you can actually co-witness. I don't know if you can get that through the camera.
No, really.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a direct co-witness.
No.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I'm focused on that.
You want me to turn the brightness all the way up?
If you would, that'd be great.
Yeah. Let's see if we can focus. Yes, it's a straight co-witness. Now this is only,
That's just not even right.
this is only sized for the TAC model.
I know, but I'm looking at it and I'm trying to think a reason why I could, like, what I could use, because I want this. I don't know what I would do with it though, but I want it.
Another nice
defense.
shot. Yeah, exactly.
I need this.
Carmen is one
I
of
can
the best.
see you're excited about this.
Yes.
It's
She's one of the
infectious.
best advocates for the 1301.
I can tell. This is amazing. I'm just excited to be in the booth, and then this is excellent, guys. Please keep going.
Competitor here helping us out. So if you can see, we got the Rob Hott ghost ring mod. So most ghost rings are full ring. Rob Hott is a preeminent shotgun user and instructor. We all know Rob Hott. And he likes to cut the top half of the ghost ring off, so you got a U-notch at the rear. It's a little bit faster acquisition. Tends to be, depending on the user, because it's all subjective, of course, tends to be a little bit quicker to bring it on target. So Adam's cut the top half of the ghost ring off, and I used it on Monday at range day, and I was pretty impressed with how quick it was. I'd never tried that before on any ghost rings. So,
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
That's absolutely brilliant.
It was really cool. So other than that, I mean, this is our new 1301 TAC, so I'll go through some of the basic upgrades on the new 1301 TAC. We actually modified the bolt release. So if you remember from the comp up here, we had an extended plastic bolt release with a screw. And this model is a little bit easier to grab and touch and to lock your bolt open, or rather to drop your bolt after it's been locked open, just because of how the leverage is.
Sure.
But for our I'll put that back up. For our tactical users, the problem with that one is if you smacked it wrong, you could double feed.
Got it.
A lot of our tactical users didn't care for that, so we redesigned it and added a stamped steel bolt release.
I think I heard angels.
Yeah, you can't. There's nothing to grab. You cannot dump a shell. It's impossible. So there's no double feeds ever possible with it, and that's
Excellent.
on the 1301 TAC. The other and most important thing that's going to get Carmen excited. Don't look yet. We threaded the barrel for chokes.
Nice.
Yes. So this is the same chokes as our 1301 comp. I know, it's the one thing that's holding you back from this gun. Now you're going to buy one. You told me that.
I know.
Yeah. Our Optima Bore high performance chokes, same ones as the 1301 comp, and this gun is a true all-rounder. In fact, we were kind of talking about it the other day, and this is perfect for turkey. It's short, it's handy. You can put an extra full choke in there, and you got your red dot mount up top. You go out there and you can just blast those gobblers.
What's the capacity?
On this one with the plug removed, you got 5 in a tube, 1 in a spout.
That's perfect.
That's 2 3/4, of course. If you're running mags, you're
Sure.
reduced.
Yeah. Here's the upgrade, retrofittable to existing 13s.
The bolt release?
Yeah.
With some gunsmith work. It takes some
Okay.
gunsmithing. It can be done, but it's not easy.
Got it. Okay, and then you said it's a Zhukov front end stock with an
Yes.
adapter, and then traditional Magpul. So
SGA rear.
who's making the adapters? Are those from Magpul?
Aridus Industries.
Oh, Aridus. Okay.
So these are box stock Magpul part. Well, the stock is a box stock
Sure.
Magpul part. The forend requires some work, and Aridus Industries modifies it. They sell the adapter and forend together.
Okay.
But basically, they just slide on the same way as a standard one, and you get the ability to use the M-Lock and put anything you want on there, lights,
Great.
lasers, whatever.
And even though this is a tactical model, you're still able to run the standard chokes
Yes, sir.
in this barrel. So
Optima
not a turkey
HP.
choke.
Yep, same one as your comp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carmen's going to be getting 2 new shotguns this year.
Yes.
I think it's Christmas for everybody here right now.
I know, right?
Let's just go through the other parts of the standard 1301 TACs. I only pulled out the I only pulled out the Zhukov so that I could show Carmen the link to pull, actually, which we didn't even do now that I think about it. Did you try it? So the adapter will fit a 1301 top.
Because this is like the best interview I've ever had, because like you're having eye contact with me and I don't feel like I'm looking at that camera. I'm not geeked out.
Hey, I love it. I just learned how to work this thing, and I haven't yet. So I'm struggling through this, and I appreciate you making it easy.
So
this is fun.
I don't actually work for Beretta. The first time I bought a 1301, or the first time, when I bought my 1301, I hit up a Facebook group, so the 1301 owners group on Facebook, which is awesome because anybody in town has a question, and I did this with mine, and we talk about, this slug does this, and we trade information. Anyway, I was looking for a mid-beat or something, and somebody's like, I think Eric actually hit me up. You did. You contacted me, and you're like, I got you. It's like, wow, sales guy.
Very nice.
And I thought he was just like some
excellent job, Eric.
I know. I thought he was just some social media
look
guy.
how you're treating me. I mean, this is amazing. I can see you treat people well. That's incredible.
Then I found out who he actually is. Like at first I thought it was like Beretta pays somebody to just answer social media and we'll send you a part. Okay, good PR. And then I looked him up on he does all the product videos. So okay, I was like, wow, and he makes time for me. So then I talked to other people I know Eric, he sends me parts too. And then I got a little jealous. Thought I was special.
Yeah, when we can, we try to help folks out. If there's something like a mid-beat that comes out, like happened for Carmen, that happens. Obviously, bigger stuff, we need the guns to come in. But little things to get competitors backing up and running at the match, happy to help anytime we can. And we try to be proactive about it, actually. Because the more proactive we are, the more people are out there shooting Berettas. So,
Very cool.
Yeah.
Good customer service. I love it. Well, this is funny because I thought you worked for Beretta. I thought you were a competition shooter for Beretta. So
they just treat me so well that I believe in...
You're a living, breathing testimonial.
Everything I use is stuff I like.
She just happened to be walking by, and I said, hey, that's somebody who shoots a 1301 comp. Let's get her on video.
Well, I'm actually working a booth this show. It's the first show that I've been an exhibitor. So I am off the chain, literally running around like a stray dog, just looking for my cool people. So you were on my list.
Oh, hey, I feel so
love
special.
it. So you're in the top 5. So I was like, gotta go see Eric, and I was worried that you might not be here because sometimes
it's all the shot shows.
It's crazy. So then I said, weird, crazy.
So who are you here with, Norman?
I'm here with Beretta Optics.
Okay.
We're a new optics company, and we've got hunting optics down in booth 817 if anybody wants to come down there.
Beretta Optics. What's your web address?
www.berraoptics.com.
That's BARRA.
BARRAOPTICS.com.
Fantastic. All right. Well, it's been fun having you here.
I know that. I'm just trying to figure.
Too, or?
Yeah, I'm actually.
I've been trying to get her into a Beretta. She doesn't yet.
I know, not yet.
We'll get her.
I know. I'm already trying to figure out how I can get those on the plane. So.
We'll get her at some point.
I know.
It's a 2018 project.
Cool. So you're working for Beretta, you're repping for Beretta.
Right.
What else is it you do? You're a competition shooter, apparently.
I'm a competition shooter. I shoot USB-C and 3-gun.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
Do you have any social causes that you want to promote?
Social causes. Mission 22.
Mission 22. You want to tell us about that?
It's a veterans group.
Okay. What do they do?
They promote awareness for PTSD. So I would...
if people would like to know more about that, where can they go?
They can go to the Mission 22 website or look them up on Facebook.
Okay. Is it mission22.com?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time, Carmen.
Thank you.
I can see you're passionate about that.
I am.
Yeah.
You're my guys. So.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great show.
This is so cool. I can't believe that this happened.
Yeah, it's good fortuitous timing.
Hey, I know. And he loves Beretta too.
Make sure you get a close up of that badge.
What's your name? Hi, Brian. How you doing?
I've known Brian since I started shooting IDPA, and
that's a great shot right there.
It's amazing. We're 3/4 of the way across the country.
We're just running each other.
Yeah.
All the places and all the booths and all the shot shows.
Exactly.
Had to walk into ours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But
Very good to meet you,
Beretta.
Brian. Sam with Utah Gun Exchange. Awesome.
Brian.
Sorry.
check out all this stuff.
Too much fun in the Beretta booth. Too much fun. But we'll keep going with it.
Rock on.
All right. Should we talk about the APX?
I would say so, yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh man, you're killing me, Eric. You're killing me. This guy. Anytime I need anything, he's like, I got you. I got you.
You know, we try to take
Saturday at like 6 o'clock. Oh, I need to change something. Oh, I took my gun apart to clean it, and there's this seal, and I don't know where it goes, and I'm gonna put it together tonight because I got a match tomorrow. This is how you do it.
You guys are a great team. This is fantastic.
Right. So our standard 1301 TAC has all the same upgrades as the tricked out Aridus model. And might I mention, we're not actually selling these Aridus Industries factory.
Okay.
We only put it together to show what is available in the aftermarket.
Got it.
This is what's available from the factory. So this is our new 1301 Tactical Marine model. As you can see, it's got this really high-vis silver color. And underneath our Aquatec coating. So it's corrosion resistant and high-vis. Same new bolt release, extended charging handle. Also, the old 1301 TACs featured a polymer Picatinny rail. We've actually changed that out at the request of some of our law enforcement users. This is an aluminum Picatinny rail.
Very nice.
So if you're not really needing that co-witness chrome mount, but you still want the ability to put an optic up top, you got a real high-strength aluminum rail there.
Yep.
And as with all new commercial 1301 TACs, the Optimum War high-performance chokes.
I love it.
Yeah.
This is another. I love this part too, where it's already pre-drilled.
Oh yeah. So we got this in this factory stock. We got a sling swivel, and you can actually unscrew the sling swivel, and there's a QD socket in there.
And that's what I did, and it was just. It took me like 2 minutes to do.
Yeah. So
it was awesome.
This little sling swivel just unscrews, and any standard QD socket. Now there's an Allen key in there for the socket, so you're gonna have to back it out a bit. But once you back it out, any QD swivel works just fine.
It took me 5 minutes to install mine.
That was with 3 minutes of helping me.
Well, because I wasn't sure. It was like the Allen wrench. I don't want to break it.
Right. So that's the Marine model. Let's go around to the other side.
Excellent.
We also heard from folks that we wanted to have an FDE model. The FDE model was something that was requested from the very beginning on the 1301 TACs. So we decided to definitely go ahead and offer it for our customers that want the FDE. And we're real excited about this one.
The color came out amazing.
Oh yeah, and unlike others, I'd say that the color match between the polymer and the metal is actually pretty close.
Pretty close.
Yeah, we when we were sitting down talking about this, that's one of the features that I said, look, I understand that there's certain things we can do to get it close, and that's something we should really look at from the beginning. So we're doing our best here. It's difficult when you work on polymer, but
it looks amazingly close in person.
Yeah.
Camera's picking it up, I think, a little different, but it looks really close.
Yeah, I mean, I think lighting will change it a little bit. But
sure.
It's one of those things that we focused on. And as with the other 1301 models, we got the bolt release, the rail, we've got the chokes, and we kind of, I wouldn't say that we reinvented the wheel with it, but we just took little things that people were saying that they wanted and go ahead and we went ahead and implemented them with the new models. And I think this takes it from a great shotgun to the best shotgun. That's if you ask me. But you know, I'm a little biased.
You know what I like about you guys is you guys do add features that we as shooters that we want.
Oh yeah.
And that's really great. I mean, a lot of manufacturers were constantly looking for aftermarket parts because every iteration seems to be relatively the same, but you guys are constantly making modifications that we need.
Well, yeah, I mean,
awesome.
we're a little slow, but you know, we do
really
the best
happy.
we can.
I'm really happy.
And then lastly, with the 1301, we got the new OD green. We're just adding colors based upon what folks have requested. Again, we tried really hard to get the color match pretty well. But as with all 1301 TACs, we got the new bolt release, the new rail, and the Optimum high performance chokes. Now that's for commercial models. For you law enforcement customers, the LE SKUs do not feature chokes at this time, just because it's a little simpler to have that fixed improved cylinder.
Sure.
But commercial model, everybody that we talked to was asking for chokes, so we went ahead and added that. So the color model 1301s MSRP is $1375. The black model without all the fancy upgrades is $1275. But for the upgrades, you're going to have to speak with Adam over at Aridus Industries and get you all sorted out.
All right. You know their website. You want to shout that out too?
Yeah, it's aridusindustries.com, ARIDUS industries.com.
Very good.
Wow.
What was that?
Wow.
I agree.
Mind blown. Yeah. Mind
Yes,
blown.
perfect. Having a quick conversation with Eric off camera here about the 1301 upgrades, and I was commenting that I thought one of the greatest areas of improvement was the new bolt release on the new model. I'd asked whether or not that's retrofittable, and the answer is that it is, but it's not without gunsmithing. However, if you're concerned about bumping your bolt release, as some people are, there is another fix for that, and Eric is going to tell us about that.
So there are actually several fixes. First and foremost, Beretta USA, we have a shroud that fits underneath this plastic thing. You just unscrew the screw here, and the plastic lever comes off. The shroud fits on, and you screw it back in with some Loctite, and you're good to go. And what the shroud does is it prevents the bolt release. You can see there it moves back.
Yes.
When you move it back, that trips the shell stop and dumps the shell. That's
Okay.
why it double feeds. The shroud, if you put it underneath there, completely eliminates it.
It stops the movement.
Yeah, so it will not allow it to move back because it's a physical belt lock.
Okay.
So we sell an injection molded plastic shroud on our website. It's about $10. You just unscrew it, pop it in there, and reinstall your lever with some Loctite, and you're good to go.
Good to go.
That is, if I recall correctly, a T10 screw. So you're going to need to have a set of torque spits, but it's pretty simple. The screw that holds the lever on.
Yep.
I think it's a T10. I can check.
Is that T10 made by Cyberdyne Systems?
Yeah, absolutely.
Little
Absolutely.
Terminator humor.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
It's a model T100 or T1000. That's it.
Hey, I think we were over the APX booth, and we were saying we'll be back.
Well, that's right. But I did want to say two more things.
Okay, cool.
So not only do I have that shroud, it's injection molded, but Aridus Industries, the same guys who do all the hotness down here on the 1301 tag, they've developed an aluminum an aluminum release. It's all one piece. It has an integral shroud. So if you have the old style and you don't want to do that gunsmithing to update it, and you don't want to use a plastic shroud,
Yes.
Aridus actually offers an aluminum bolt release that screws in. It offers the same size and profile, but it's got a milled-in block, so it can't move back. It's much like our upgrade, but it screws in versus requiring gunsmithing. A little
Got it.
easier.
Okay. So multiple options. If you already have a 1301 or you want to pick one up on the used market,
Yep.
and that's a concern, well, there's several options for you.
Yeah, and that would be the easiest, just because it's one screw versus requiring gunsmithing.
Yep,
install.
makes sense. Or you can just buy the new hotness and
Oh, absolutely. Definitely buy the new hotness. Buy all of them.
one in every color.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes,
by the way,
sir.
what's the base metal under the Marine model?
The Marine model, it's an aluminum receiver.
Okay.
It's anodized. We have our proprietary Aquatec coating above that, both on the steel and the aluminum. Also, as it happens on the bolt, I don't know, you might be able to see it. Nope, you can just see the blink. Blink is the gas system, but they're marked with the Aquatec, and it's a proprietary corrosion-resistant finish. And then above that, we've got the silver coating. So you got multiple layers of protection, both on the steel and on the aluminum. So the barrel is steel, of course. Receiver's aluminum.
Very nice. And where are these manufactured?
Italy. Yeah. We make all of these 1301 series shotguns at our production facility in Gardone Valtrompe, Italy.
Got it. Oh, Gardona. That's the appropriate pronunciation.
Got a villain, yes.
Okay. Oh, well, I still murdered it.
It's all good, don't worry. Everybody does.
I'll work on it.
So let's take a look at the APX. Since it's right over there at the APX tower, we got a few things that are pretty new and hot to show you.
Excellent. We'll head on over.
Sounds good. All right, so over here we've got our favorite new APX. Now you guys remember we launched the APX last year at the NRA show.
Yep.
As soon as we launched it, we had people asking us, "Hey, why aren't you guys offering an optics ready model?" So we said, "All right, sure," and we went ahead and went back to Italy with the request for an optics ready model. And Italy said, "Well, we got sights," and then we said, "Well, everybody wants optics," and they said, "Sure, no problem." So we milled out the slide here, and we've got these plates, and the plates allow for us to attach 4 different types of optics, or 4 different optic styles rather, not just 4 optics. So the first one that we've got mounted here in the booth is the Burris Fast Fire style, which also happens to coincide with the Dr. Optic style.
Okay.
We also can mount the Trigicon RMR series, the Seymour, I think it's called an STS, the mini red dot that Seymour produces,
Okay.
and the Loophole Delta Point and Delta Point Pro series. They just drop right on, and it's just
Nice.
plates that hold them on. And then we also have, and I don't know if I have one over here, but we have a blanking plate one. We'll get a shot of it on the way around.
Okay, sounds good.
We have one with a blanking plate where you can just run it with the standard 3-dot sides. Now this model in particular is the combat model. We've changed out the frame. As you remember, the APX has a modular frame. The standard frame that the combat ships with is this black frame here, which has interchangeable back straps, of course. But it ships with the black frame installed and the medium back strap as pictured there. These back straps are interchangeable, so you can go small, medium, or large. And this one fits pretty well for me, but I prefer the larger one just for volume shooting. It gets me a little bit more meat. But the Combat also features a 1/2x28 threaded barrel, so shipping with that pre-installed, so you can get quiet with it and have an optic mounted to be able to see over the can.
Yeah. Do you want to speak to the testing? There's a lot of guns I see that will come out. They're not originally released with a threaded barrel, then they do, and then those guns later have problems running suppressors. But do you want to talk about how much R&D and testing went into the development of the APX?
Well, this was originally an MHS contender, as you know.
Yes.
And in doing so, we tested it as thoroughly as we have any M9. And one of the requirements for the MHS program was a 1/2x28 threaded barrel so it could run suppressed. And during that MHS program, we tested the crap out of these things. So I can say with confidence, assuming you're using appropriate ammunition and you're using a suppressor that is using a Nielsen device, which is commonly referred to as a booster, this gun will run pretty much anything. Again, appropriate ammunition and appropriate setup on your suppressor. Personally, I have run cans from AAC, cans from Silencer Co., cans from Gemtech, cans from Liberty, and I'm going to be trying a dead air shortly on this, but I've tried multiple types of cans with no issues.
Mike Pappas will be happy to hear about that.
Oh yeah, Mike and Gary are really true gentlemen and scholars, and I'm looking forward to trying the can on here.
Very nice. So are you going to be doing any collaborations with them?
Oh, I have no idea. I just know that those guys are awesome.
Yep, they sure are.
All right.
Fantastic.
Let's move on to some new stuff.
Okay.
More APX, of course.
Nice.
So one of the other things that we heard from folks when we launched it was that they loved the FDE frame, which we had at launch, but they wanted the whole gun in FDE. So first thing we did was said, well, let's go ahead and coat the slides. So this year at SHOT Show, we've got the all FDE model with the Cerakote FDE slide. Underneath that Cerakote, the slide is, as with standard APX models, nitrided, so you got a double layer protection on it.
Very nice. The color again looks amazing.
We try. That's one of those things that the end user really does want to see a color match. And our M9A3s don't always color match, so we're trying a little harder on these, and we're working on the M9A3s too. But you know, it's a process.
Yeah, I guess it can go both ways. You know, when you have something that doesn't match, it adds character.
That's true. And
when it does, it's refined.
One of the things that you see is it looks a little bronze in certain lights on the pistol. On others, it looks very on the A3, yes. Yeah. And on others, it looks all matching. It's a light thing too. It's trickier on an anodized gun than it is on one where you're Cerakoting and you got the injection molding. But we're working on it.
Well, it looks fantastic.
Let's also take a look at that blanking plate on the regular RDO while we're here.
Okay.
How's it going, Kurt?
Good. How we doing?
Great. Sam here, some of the new APX.
How we doing?
Hey Kurt, how's it going, man?
Hanging in there.
Excellent.
So we've got here the APX RDO. So this is a combat model basically without the threaded barrel, and this shows the blanking plate that ships on the gun.
Yes.
So the RDO and the combat both ship with the blanking plate and 4 optics mounting plates. So you can pretty much put anything you want on top of that gun. And this one's just a non-threaded barrel, primarily for guys who aren't running cans or for those in restricted states. So there are states where you can't have threaded barrels, but you can have this gun.
Excellent. I like that the rear sight is not dependent upon the plate switch.
Yeah, that was something that we told Beretta Italy we wanted it to be completely independent of, because there are other optic solutions where the sight is integrated.
Right. Which could be advantage if you think that's an advantage or not, but personally I like that.
Yeah, and also, you know, I have to mention, we actually worked with an aftermarket company right at launch to get an optic solution for those folks who don't have a milled slide. So we also have through our website that specific style of optic solution where you just drive out the rear sight and drive it into the dovetail. And the one we've got is made by Allegheny Arms up in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
We've got an RMR, a Fast Fire, and a Delta Point Pro style, and it just replaces the rear sight. So that's if you don't want to have your slide milled out.
Yeah.
That's another option. Obviously, you know,
Drop it in lieu of the side.
Exactly. Obviously, the milled in option is a little bit better in terms of getting your dot down, but you know, not everybody wants to go out and mill the slide or buy a pre-milled one.
Right.
This allows for folks, especially if they're not really sold on the red dot style. So that dovetail style allows for folks to try it out, see if they like that whole solution, and then they can go out and buy an RDO or combat model and have a factory setup.
Modularity is
Oh, yes,
sweet.
sir.
Excellent. You want to elaborate on that backstrap change?
Sure, actually, I can show you.
I'm a big fan of
Yeah,
pistols with
how about I
large
show you on
backstraps. I get
camera?
slide bite on a lot of guns.
Boxes?
Or any of the large ones.
Yeah.
Look through there, see if we got a large backstrap on anything.
Oh, large backstrap?
Yeah.
Yeah, right here.
Oh, okay, let's go back over here.
All right, sounds good.
Perfect, thank you. All right, so Sam was asking me about the backstraps. So this is the large backstrap, and that gives you a little more meat on the gun, especially when you're shooting high round counts. It's pretty hefty. It's actually really nice, especially when you're. I used to shoot some validation testing, so when you got a larger backstrap, you get a little more control. It's a little easier if you're banging rounds out. So let's show this how easy it is to switch the backstrap. So
The clock is ticking.
there's the front. Oh, you want me to do it on the clock? I wish you told me.
It'll take more time to start and stop the clock.
We've got a pen, just a regular old pen.
Still around.
I'm still here. I know. I just wanted to say bye. I know.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Back at you.
So nice to meet you.
I'll catch you later, Carmen. So we've got a pen here. We're using a pen to pull out the pin. It's pretty tight because this is a new gun. There's the backstrap. And we'll just take the backstrap off of this black one here.
Love that we just kicked it up to the black and tan.
Oh yeah, you know, I did that on purpose because a lot of folks love that look.
Oh, it's
I
amazing.
wanted to illustrate it on camera.
I learned a new meaning about black and tan here in regard to Rangers this show.
There you go. Pretty easy, pretty quick. So we went from the large backstrap, if you remember, to this is the medium backstrap. So it totally changes the feel. I'll toss this one on this other one now that I got it off. If I can line it up right, that would help, wouldn't it?
Looks amazing.
Go. There's a large backstrap side by side. So you can feel the difference. It's just that quick. And every APX, no matter what model, ships with 3 backstraps of different sizes. So,
I love how far that beaver tail comes back, even with the large back strap pushing my hand back.
oh yeah.
I have no concern of slide bite.
No, and that
With
was
a small
something-
back strap, I'm so deep into that. No, it's
Oh
crazy.
yeah. You get right up in there.
Yep.
So it's one of those things that even with the large backstrap, we want to make sure nobody was getting the kiss of the slide on their palm, so to
Right.
speak.
Yeah.
So that's that quick. I'm going to leave this set up as it is so we can go on to some of those other products.
I love it. Yeah. Let me. Black and tan
Yes, sir.
in honor of Rangers. All right. Where are we going next, Eric?
Well, you did mention interest in a sporting shotgun, but there's one other product I want to show you that we're collaborating with a gentleman you may know, Ernest Langdon. We're
Sure do.
collaborating with him on that. So it's on the way to the sporting gun. Let's
Excellent.
Go this way. So there's actually 2 products now that I mentioned it. This right here is the Langdon. It was a PX4 series. You're familiar with the PX4 series?
Absolutely.
So this was actually developed in collaboration with Ernest Langdon. This is a PX4 compact carry.
Do you want to tell the viewers that may not know who Ernest is?
Ernest Langdon is a multi-time international champion for IDPA and USPSA.
And he
he
uses
is a
the
prior
90
service U.S. Marine, and he was He actually used to work for Beretta back in the day, and he is a true advocate for traditional double-action style semi-automatic pistols, especially the M9 and the PX4 series. So he came to us after working with us on some M9 projects and said, hey, I like the PX4, can we make it hotter? And we of course said absolutely. So we took the standard PX4 compact, which right over here, and we added some features that Ernest really wanted to see. First and foremost, the sniper gray slide, which he preferred over our traditional Beretta. Secondly, we added some high visibility sights. He really likes that orange cap sight from Ameriglow, and I do too. It's a fast acquisition, and it shows up really well against any target.
Absolutely.
And it has a tritium insert, of course.
Sure, I'm focused on that. Is that? It's jumping off the gun.
Yeah, I mean, it pops. Yeah. And then the biggest thing that he really didn't like on the compact was, and this is something that's arguably an upgrade or a downgrade depending on if you're right or left-handed, but he did not like the right side slide stop that we ship on standard compacts. You see that? Right there.
Yep.
So we pulled it off for him and put a plug in and a low profile left side slide stop. So they're pretty wide on the standard.
Low profile left side, delete on the right side.
Correct. And then lastly, in terms of external changes, we actually put a set of our Stealth G levers on. So you remember from when we talked about the Wilson guns, the G is decock only.
Yep.
On the standard model, it stays down. Now, I didn't bring a standard model compact, but I got a standard model subcompact right here. When you bring it down, it just stays down on an F. So Mr. Langdon wanted the G variant for his compact carry, so we put a set of stealth levers. And if you look in the camera there, you can see the standard levers. This is a G as well, but they're much wider. The stealth levers kind of are very slim on the slide, and they don't get snagged on anything, and you don't cut yourself if you're trying to do an immediate action drill.
Nice.
These are a little sharp, and if you're not careful, you could snag.
Yeah, they have a bit of a sharp blade look to them as well, so I like all the improvements on that gun.
On the other hand, they're very easy to actuate, so it's kind of
a trade-off.
6 in one, half dozen
what do you
of another.
want? Yeah.
So the other thing that's not visible on these is one more thing which I forgot. We added a large magazine release. So standard magazine release is much smaller in profile. The PX4 compact carry ships with the large. Minor change, but something that changes the feel of the gun.
A minor change, big difference.
Absolutely. But getting on to internals, we have added our competition fire control group. So this is all plated. It's not plated, it's a PVD coating. So it completely reduces the friction, and it improves the trigger pull significantly on these pistols.
Wow.
So that's an internal change.
Love it.
If you feel it, you'll definitely feel the difference in the trigger pull. It's lighter. It's definitely more consistent. Not to say the standard's bad.
I'm gonna check that out on the camera real quick.
Sure.
Or maybe. Wow.
So just as comparison, that's a compact.
That is incredibly smooth.
Excuse me. That's the compact carry, and here is a factory compact.
There you go.
Trajan. Yeah, we gotta have those little tags on
Get
it.
the tags out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing double action. This is pretty good too, though.
It's not bad.
Other than my shoulder with the torn rotator cuff holding the camera all week.
Yeah, I got tiring.
This is nice and smooth.
I'll be talking about that in a second.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you can feel the difference. Obviously, this one's not too bad. The standard compact, the compact carry kind of takes it up to 11. Now, one other thing that he spoke to us about was the compact carry is great, but he really preferred the profile of the full size because Ernest, as you know, has got pretty big hands, so the full size is a little more appealing. So he said to us that he'd like to work with us on the full size model. We have full size? Yes, we do, right here. So this is a traditional full size. You can look at them side by side. So as you can see, we've kind of implemented basically the same upgrades that we had on a compact carry onto the full size.
Streamlined, gray look.
Yes, the G style decockers, the Stealth G, the Sniper Gray, the cap sides, so they pop out. The low profile slide stop. Now the full size does not feature ambidextrous slide stops, so there's no delete. But that is the stealth decocker anyways.
Okay.
We also have the large magazine release right there.
It's still in G configuration.
Oh,
correct?
absolutely. Mr. Langdon only likes the G's. So the G is really the way to go in my opinion on a TDA gun. The safety's not needed. You have that long double action pull as long as the hammer's down.
Absolutely.
So that's the way to go. But much like the standard compact carry, we've implemented Ernest has implemented the competition fire control. So
Very
you get
nice.
the same smooth trigger pull upgrade over a standard PX4 series pistol, and you've got, if I can put this together, man, we're on day 5 of SHOT Show. There we go. And you've got all the benefits of a longer sight radius and longer barrel.
Fantastic.
Oh, and one more thing that also ships in the compact carry and the full size, not installed, just with, or the Talon grips. So we got Talon grips on the compact carry in the box and on the carry in the box. So if you choose to add them, they're a little more grippy.
So it's an option. They come with a gun.
Yeah.
You can add them.
Feel it.
And keep it the way it is.
Yeah.
They tack up well.
They're very tacky. It's kind of gets you all the benefits of stippling, but it's reversible if you don't care to do that. And then here's the standard one for you. Smooth, but that's better.
It's good and better.
Exactly. Good and better. That's right.
Just good and better. In fact, that's what the G configuration means, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Yeah. They're gooder.
Or greater. How about
greater? There we go. Yeah.
I like that. So the carry is available exclusively through Langdon Tactical. That's a Langdon Tactical project. Ernest is actually building these for us. We build these in Beretta, Italy. So you're starting with a regular PX4 and building them up for us. This is to get the project handled in a very expeditious manner while we continue to produce the PX4 compact carry in Italy.
Nice.
So if you'd like to purchase the carry, LangdonTactical.com.
LangdonTactical.com. All right.
Yep. Get that back on there. Now these are available through any Beretta dealer. These are the compact carries. At the full sizes, Ernest only.
Okay. All right. You want to point anything out on the A3? I mean,
we can.
It's been out for a while.
Yeah,
it's such an incredible gun.
Yeah. The A3 we developed back when the MHS program was announced on the traditional M9 platform. So we've got variable grip. Show over here. We've got different size grips available. The base grip is our Vertex style grip, which is actually developed off of a 1911 style backstrap. If you want to feel that, you can definitely feel how much smaller it is than a standard M9.
Yep.
Yeah, and it totally changes the feel of the gun. The trigger reach is shortened significantly, and you just get right up on the gun and get right in there.
I like it in both configurations. One of the things I love about the M9 is the size of the grip.
Me too. I got some pretty big.
Yeah, I just love it. But I was surprised at how much I like the Vertex configuration without the wraparound grip as well. So I think it's excellent in both configurations.
Oh, absolutely. But I prefer personally the M9A1 grip with this slide. This slide features the removable sides, which I mentioned on the Centurion Tactical.
Yep.
And I like to be able to change out my sides. Not that these are any bad. I mean, they aren't bad. Not that these are bad. But I like to be able to switch them out. I personally prefer a blacked out rear with a high vis front, much like Ernest does. So,
well, tritium doesn't glow forever either. So.
Well, there's that. Yeah, although there are options on the older style if you have tritium installed.
Sure.
So, but the other nice thing about this is we got the all FDE, and you can see on this one the color matching isn't exact as we tried on the APX or the 1301. It's just a byproduct of the anodizing. So we're working on it, but it's a process. These guns also feature a 1/2x28 threaded barrel, so you can put any can you want on them, and they will, as everybody knows with the 90 series, they pretty much run everything, as long as you're not running a submachine gun can, and even then, sometimes they do, depending on what can it is and what you're running.
Notorious reliability when suppressed.
Oh yeah, I don't think there's anything better when it's suppressed. And then we've got our PVD coated 17 round magazines for the M9A3. They come with 3 of them, FDE base plate. So that's based on the M9A1 that we did for the Marine Corps back in 2006.
Right. They
wanted a much more reliable magazine with an anti-friction coating, so we PVD'd them. and that's a big upgrade. Beveled magazine well, so you can insert that mag real fast under stress. You know, and then lastly, and I'd say this is arguably the most important upgrade on the M9A3. Previously with 90 series pistols, the only way to switch back and forth between F and G was to get a different slide. You could not really change it out the way you can on the EX4 or the old Cougar style. So one of the projects we worked on and had been working on actually before the M9A3 was a convertible configuration. This one's an F. I believe that gentleman has the G model. If I could borrow that for just a moment, sir. Thank you.
But it's the slide design on the A3 that allows you to
Actually,
switch those out.
No, the slide is traditional internally. It's machined the same as any other 90 series internally.
So what allows for that back and forth modularity?
So what we did, oh no, this is not the G model, I'm sorry. I guess I don't have one handy. I'm sorry about that. But the modularity on this is basically you change out the safety mechanism. So we have the G mechanism available through our web store or through any local Beretta dealer, and you just remove the standard safety mechanism, install our G kit, and it's convertible. So instead of having to mill a different profile on the slide, which we used to do on the old style, if you look at your Brigadier Tactical when you get home, for instance, you'll see that internal mechanism is slightly different. What we did is changed out the whole safety body.
Okay.
So the whole safety body is redesigned. Now, unfortunately, that comes with a different right side safety wing in order to have the return spring. So part of the reason for the different profile is in order to accommodate a return spring so that the safety returns up. With the G kit, the new right wing, it retains the return spring rather than having it internal to the slide.
Okay.
So if you look, I don't know if you can get that on camera, that little pin that comes out.
Yes.
So that pin,
hopefully, can you pull that back up?
Yeah, hang on, I got a light. That little pin, I don't know how well that shows up.
Brought to you by Streamline.
Exactly.
Got it.
Okay, so that little pin that comes out actually acts to deactivate the trigger bar. So that is where we had to change the profile on a standard G in order to accommodate the return spring. On the G kit, the new style for the M9A3, and actually to fit all 90 series made after 1985, that is still there, but there's a little bump out in there that retains the return spring, and the return spring kind of sits, again, I gotta get the light out. See that little channel just against the face?
See it with my eyes. Hopefully we're picking that up on camera.
There's a little channel right up against the side of the slide wall.
Got it, yep.
So we cut that channel on the M9. It's not present on the M9A3. It's not present on other slides.
Okay.
Not really needed. It's just there to add an extra sense of security for the spring, keep it from moving around. But the spring seat sits in there, and then it shoots the safeties back up as any traditional G model. So without having to mill a different profile in there and have a longer spring so it returns reliably. It's a kind of a game changer for 90 series pistols. Like I said, we've never really done that before, and we're pretty excited about it. We've been selling them like hotcakes. We can't really keep them in stock. The G kits and the
forever for me to get one.
Yeah. I mean, I've got an off-camera story about that. So that's the A3.
Okay.
You want to move on to the sporting shotgun?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So over here, we have our new A300 Outlander Sporting. We're actually really excited about this. This is the first A300 series offered in a sporting configuration for those of you who shoot clays. We've heard from a lot of folks that our 12-gauge field model was perfectly adequate for clays, but there were a few things that we could do to make it better, much like we've done on the 1301. People give us feedback, we try and implement it. So this is based on our A300 field model, which you may know is kind of the best value Beretta for hunting anything you could want to hunt out there. And just implemented all those things that make a sporting gun great. So first off, we've got a 30-inch barrel. So you got 2 inches over the standard field model at 28 inches. So the 30 inches, we've got a wider rib. We've added a mid-bead, which most clay shooters do want.
Right.
We've got extended choke tubes. So these are the Mobile Choke Victory, and it ships with an improved cylinder, a modified, and a full. And since it's the Mobile Choke system that we've been using for just about 40 years, chokes are available everywhere. So any mobile choke will fit in here in 12 gauge.
Okay. Will, is that choke workable in the 1301?
No, that model is
Okay.
actually backboard. So the internal
got
barrel
it.
geometry on the 1301 is it's an extended forcing cone for a more consistent pattern. This is our old style barrel technology. Not to say it's bad, it's just older. And it's not backboard, it's got a shorter forcing cone.
It's the Heritage Edition.
Exactly, that's a good way to put it. It's just as good in a lot of ways, but you get a little bit more recoil than you would otherwise, and the patterning is not as consistent. I personally don't see any downside to it if you're just going out and shooting plays. It's really noticeable when you're going out and shooting ducks. With duck loads, it's a big deal. So going on beyond that, you've got 5 3/8 inch toe to heel on the back of the stock here, so we can use a sporting pad, which actually helps to reduce the felt recoil. The field model is a 5-inch toe to heel. It's a lighter weight stock. We've also added enhanced checkering with the Beretta Trident logo. Looks pretty good if you ask me. And we've got some enhanced checkering on the fore end. And then obviously, so you can make sure to tell that it's a sporting model, we've got the orange color fill on the side of the receiver here with a unique clay engraving.
Very cool.
And then one other thing we did, the field models have a little bit tighter gas system in order to maintain reliability with Magnum loads. Most of the folks who are buying this aren't going to be shooting Magnum loads a lot, so the gas system's been tuned specifically for sporting loads.
Okay.
You can run hunting loads through it, but we would advise sticking primarily to sporting loads.
Got it. So does that reduce the recoil since it's tuned for the lighter loads?
Exactly.
Very nice.
So it's just it's a little bit more optimized. If you run a hunting load, you're going to feel more recoil than you would with a field model.
What is the MSRP going to be on this?
MSRP on this gun is $1,100.
1100.
So it's a good way to get into the Beretta line for sporting clays guns. A lot of folks wanted to be able to get in and try it out, but maybe not be seriously competitive. Just go out and have some fun. So we made sure to cater to that.
Yeah. Any idea what you think the street price will work out on that?
No, I'm sorry. Usually it's fairly. It's a little bit less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Can't give any predictions, but I think that's a good value, or will be a good value by the time that street price adjusts.
Yeah, and one other thing to comment on, we actually have different barrels available on our website.
Okay.
So if you buy this gun and decide you want to go hunting, you can pick up a field barrel and drop it on, and then it'll run the Magnum loads fine because it's got the Magnum style gas system.
Got it.
They'll run, both of them will run both, but you'll feel more recoil with Magnums than you would with the sporting barrel than you would with the field.
Okay, makes sense. Excellent. All right. Anything else you want to show us today, Eric?
I think I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Philip so he can talk you through all the rifles because he's the rifle expert. So let's go find him.
Sounds good. Let's do it. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, and go to UtahGunExchange.com for all of your Patriot gear needs.
To all those in Second Amendment deprived states, if you're reading this, you are the resistance, and we are with you. The nation's Patriot Marketplace. Buy, sell, trade. UtahGunExchange.com.